eyes, we're going to demonstrate a very brief glimpse into sacred intimacy, a sacred touch, and a possible way that you and your partner could come to an experience such a gift. So maybe if the woman was to sit how I'm sitting, on top of her beloved's cross-legged lap, and if you just simply follow Pete's instructions, and rather than learn something, see if you can open yourself up to feel the unified field that we're entering into.
So guys, this is not about intercourse. This is not a prelude to anything. This is not tantra. This is not anything but sacred touch. You'd have spent the time before laying your good lady down, perhaps syncing breathing, syncing heart rates, feeling for each other's heartbeat through your chests. You can feel it very clearly sitting like that. And as a man, part of our task is to get our ladies out of their heads and into their bodies. And the best way you can see whether if she's away somewhere is if you look at her eyelids. And if they're fast moving or moving at all, suspicion is that she's somewhere else. And not as an accusation, but as a way of inviting her to come back. You can, using touch, either simply touch her in different places to bring her back, or even say for a few moments, be here. Be here. Be here. Simple invitation. And as you're doing it, as you're touching, start developing the sacred touch, which is as you apply a hand or any part of you to her, feel for your own hand from the inside. Can I feel my thumb from the inside? My index finger, my little finger, palm of my hand. And it can be one hand at a time, that's probably good. And really spend some time there, just feel. Her task is to feel from her inside, from my thumb, little finger, ring finger. And then maybe a second hand, gently, as an invitation. Could be, if you look at her eyelids, is she here? Yeah, great. If not, be here. Be here. And same thing with the second hand. Now, I've got one hand over her sternum. That means I can feel her heartbeat, especially aware of any changes in it if something's happening, and aware of her breathing rhythm. Again, if something happens, whether she's feeling more into something, or even if tears are coming or something in that nature, is being able simply to feel that, witness it. Same thing down here, I can feel her lower belly. That's telling me how deeply she's breathing. is she breathing from down here, or is it just upper chest? Ideally it would be to feel stomach first, then upper chest, in and out. But also I've got a hand on here and it's telling me anything going on below. Is there anything moving down there? Is she trembling? Is she sad? Whatever else is going on. So these are stationary hands, no problem with that. But then eventually starting to move one hand at a time with different kinds of touch. Trying to avoid building up an expectation and a pattern. So as my finger is moving towards her hand, her hand's expecting me to be there. So change the focus with the other hand, for example. Keep her guessing, keep her here, keep her alive. And each time I touch, no matter where I'm touching, bring full presence from me as a gift, an invitation to her. And this may take some women quite a bit of time. If they're living masculine and busy lives, they're going to be very deeply in their heads. So it's an encouragement. Beautiful, beautiful partner. Be here with me. Be here. The touch itself, rather than just placing hand on, it can very much be just before touching. Bring myself back to presence and then touch, wherever I'm going to do that. And vary the pressure. Some places you can be quite rough. Use a fingernail on the edge of a thumb, for example, if she's not here, not as a complaint, but as a way of, she cannot get away from that feeling. But in other places, especially if she's got any kind of marks from child delivery or whatever, be very, very careful of that. And it's an internal process of feeling that is a very sensitive place for her, but sending to that place from your heart, this is welcome too. This is a beautiful part of you. This is a story. This is not a blemish. This is part of your beauty. So this is what's going through me, for example. Let's find out if Anaiya is still awake and if she wants to swap places.
So, beloved ladies, to help me get myself into the space, I often imagine that Pete simply is the personification and embodiment of my own internal sacred masculine. And so I touch him in that way. I look upon him in that way. And I speak to him in that way. And coming from my womb space, I open this area up to feed his root chakra and all of his chakras throughout the central pillar of his body, with not only my life force, but the life force of the goddess, the life force of the sacred feminine. And once I have him docked you do Sacred Body Awakening, you'll know that word. Once I have him docked. I make every gesture an offering of deep comfort. Deep restoration. Drawing him ever deeper into his hara. And not only am I feeling him with my hands, I'm feeling him with my heart. And I'm holding him with my womb. And my intention is that I connect with his flesh underneath his skin. The skin is beautiful. But I want to penetrate it. I want to come into contact with his flesh. There are movements when I lean my sacred heart into his lingam and hara on purpose, and let those parts start communicating. As I literally gaze into him like a universe. And I touch everything with the same neutrality, even as the hand goes over the lingam. No special places. The whole being is incredibly precious. There are no preferred areas. The whole being is treated exactly that. Whole, glorious, unified. Use the whole of your body to love him. Even my upper thighs are aware that they are connecting the sides of his legs. And even my toes near his buttocks are aware that they're connecting with him. When your work is done, whether it's the male or the female, you come down and whisper deep blessings into the womb and hara, blessings that only lovers can make. you seal those words in. So, beloved friends, I hope that we're going to be doing much more of these little videos. The embodiment series.
Tip here from a man to the women. Men's minds quickly go off on a tangent. And if you look at his eyelids, you can see if he's here or not. Again, just like the other way around. If he's not, and it's not a complaint, it's not anything like that, but there's ways of bringing him back. For example, there's a lot of hair on a man's body. A gentle tug will be enough to bring him back. Or whilst you're moving your hands, vary the type of touch from beautiful soft stroke to using nails if you think he's not completely there. Just to kind of gently encourage him to stay here with me. Because if he's not there, it's not going to work. Beautiful.